Hi, here's a little demo of the archetypes and runes session that I do. So it's going to be very short, very quick, but just to give you a little idea of what we do. So I'm just shuffling up the cards at the moment. These are by Caroline Miss, different archetypes. And it's basically what they are psychological patterns derived from historical people. So you'll start to notice there's certain ones such as the servant, prostitute, trickster, that we all have that make up our personality. And it's said that we have 12 of these archetypes that make up our personality. And they all have light and shadow attributes attached to them. So we're never all shadow and we're never all light. So we have to look at both of them to get a picture of where we are and who we are. So I'm just going to deal two today, just to give you a little example of how it works and see how it makes you feel. So we've got child, eternal, and gossip on this one. Okay, I'm actually going to deal one more, just to give me a little bit more on there, and judge. Okay. And I'm also going to pick a little rune that will go with that as well. So to give us an overall idea of what energy we are working with. So let me see. Okay, so if any of this resonates with you and you would like to discuss it more, please do get in touch and we can do a whole session based around this. So it'd be good to have your notepad and pen ready. So listening carefully. I'm going to speak about the rune first of all. So the rune that I have is very much a feminine rune. This one is called Perthro, and it's a rune that there's not loads of information about this rune particularly. It's thought to mean lock up or a gambling rune. So it's all about taking chances, but it can also represent the feminine as well. It's thought to be, if you put it that way, like a woman giving birth. So with childbirth, it can be very scary and it's taking a chance, isn't it? Because there can be unfortunate events that happen during childbirth, and that's kind of what it represents. It's sort of like just having the ability to take a risk no matter what. So just having a little scan over these cards at the moment. So we've got child, eternal, which the light attributes for that is about determination to remain young in body, mind and spirit, and ability to see things with fresh eyes. The shadow attributes of that is an inability to grow up and be responsible, and extreme dependency on others for physical security. So I'm reaching out to a female here, I feel, and it's somebody that actually perhaps acts very young, would like to be very young. I don't feel you have a family. I think you perhaps a single person, or you may be in a relationship or in many relationships, I'm not sure. So it feels very much that I'm talking to somebody that really does need to take a chance. And I think you have a lot of people on your back that tell you that you're too much, or that you need to settle down now. You need to stop. You need to sort of think about your life and tick tock kind of thing. But you know in your heart who you are and what you're doing. So don't doubt yourself with that one. So just think about though where you perhaps are quite dependent on other people. So if you are in a relationship, why are you in a relationship? Is your relationship very much for financial security, or is it because you actually really do love that person? So have a little think about that. As I say, with the shadow attributes, it's not all about our nasty side. These can be sort of rejected parts of ourselves, and what that can express to us is where in our lives have we been made to feel that we're not safe and we can't trust ourselves, that we have to belong to somebody else, or we have to be guided through life by somebody else. And I think for a lot of young women that can actually be something that, not necessarily thrown in your face, but it can be something that we get told we need through our lives. You look at fairy tales and things, Snow White's waiting for her Prince Charming. So you know, it's all about that. Well, I can't possibly go through my life knowing what to do myself. I need somebody else to tell me. So just think about those sort of attributes. I'm going to move on to the gossip card. So the light attributes of gossip is awakens consideration for the feelings of others and honouring trust. Shadow attributes thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information and betraying confidences. Now, this is one that a lot of us go through when we're doing shadow work. We start to sit down with family, and sometimes it can be with family and friends. We have a gossip. We talk about other people. It's almost like an opening line of something like, oh, did you hear about what she did? Because it takes the focus off ourselves, doesn't it? And sometimes it makes us feel better about our lives when we can talk about somebody else. But I know from the feel I get from this person that you are a very good friend. You're somebody that will stand up for somebody else, and you don't talk about people behind their backs if they're a really good friend. However, you do catch yourself having those conversations with people, and I think you feel a bit, oh, I didn't really want to do that, but you felt drawn into that conversation with that person. And I feel with this that you find people are talking about you behind your back, or that can actually hinder how much you go out and do for yourself, because you're concerned that other people are saying things about you behind your back. And I think you're very, very out there, if you like. People want to be you. They're perhaps jealous of you. And that holds you back, though, from moving forward, because that's how you're perceiving it, is that people are judging you or gossiping about you behind your back. But we can have a look at that and see, well, where am I doing that to other people? So any opportunity you have to change that pattern will bring it back to yourself and be mirrored back to you. And we've also got judge as well. So the light attributes of the judge is balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. And the shadow attributes, offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal or criminal authority. So think about where you are perhaps making judgments that don't need to be made, and sometimes that can be a way of protecting ourselves, can't it? I think you are generally a fair person, and if you think something's not quite right, you will say that it's not quite right. So what's your thoughts, though, on watching other people and where they're at, and that jealousy of sort of, you know, well, you're putting a lot of energy into seeing somebody else up on the pedestal that you've put them on, judging them, and therefore actually judging yourself on what you're not doing. So if you took the focus off that and focused on what you want to do and take that chance and allow yourself to be exactly what you want to be, regardless of the gossip, regardless of the judgment, just allowing yourself to be exactly what you need to be without harming anybody else. So this is, again, like I say, I'm talking here to a female who is looking for her true path, but having a lot of these thoughts about people gossiping and judgments going on, and perhaps in a relationship of codependency where you are starting to move away from that. So yeah, looking into those patterns of who has done that in your life before, where have you picked that up from? So gossiping, making judgments, and feeling like you're a child and you can't grow up. Yeah, where you can't support yourself, you need somebody else to do it for you. It feels very much like perhaps a mothering, you know, if a mother that really smothers a child, and it's protective, yes, but it actually hinders the experience that child has. And then when they go out into the big wide world, they feel like they don't know what to do, because they've never had to do it before, because somebody's always done it for them. But you know in the back of your mind that you can do those things for yourself, but there's a fear there of taking that chance and stepping out and going for it. So if I'm reaching out to somebody on here, then please do get in touch with me, and we can go through that deeper. We can get more cards to have more of an idea of what's going on. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Have a wonderful day. Bye.